Don't mind me. I'm multitasking here. I'm being like my namesake of a shark.
Blade.
Two places at one
Blade,
time.
we're live already.
Oh, yes, we are. So, hello, everyone. We are back on the air for the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Jolt, chief host of the show, and joining me in to take the stead of Orange Doggo is Blade.
Sorry. My mom walked in on the door and stuff. 1 second.
Okay, well, this was awkward.
Sorry. Hi.
Womp womp.
Sorry. As she coming in, she's telling me, like, where's your dad? I'm like, he's in bed. And goes like, oh, he's in bed? I'm like, yes, he's in bed! I'm Blade. Sorry about that, folks. I'm Blade Maverick. I'm the CCO of the Furry Raiders, filling in for Orange Bad, Doggo's Bad thing.
We don't have.
If I knew you were going to launch it like this, I would have basically held off for another minute.
No, I had no idea she was going to show up.
The thing is about Avery not being online is because a certain Snappy, as a snow leopard, has taken us has taken him from us for quite a bit.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, let's introduce you to the rest of the panel, then, shall we? Next on the show, Beowulf.
Yes, sir. Jack of all trades, master of absolutely nothing.
And
long ears bad.
Yeah, glad to have you back on once again.
Yes, sir. Good to be back.
Next on the show is Gil.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's ready for the list of spicy topics and more of the stuff we're going to be talking about today.
Naturally,
as things just keep on going, and we know the way that they're going on the progressivism towards communism.
Yeah, jeez.
That's too far. Anyway, and last on the panel is Inu.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. Old boomer sounds.
Okay, boomer.
Oh, jeez. Who let Grandpa in?
Did Grandpa take his pills?
Even though I'm Gen X, I'll be the boomer. I don't care.
Too bad you've gone into the dustbin of generational history.
Just like yell out loud from the Transformers movie. It goes like, shut up, Grandma! Drink your prune juice!
Sorry, oops. Should have edited that out. But anyway, yeah. So, just to let me start off with explaining Orange Doggo's absence. This week alone, we are having back-to-back shows live on air. Anybody want to guess where Orange Doggo is at the moment?
Like as I said before, a certain Snappy has taken them from us for a bit.
Indeed.
A very well-known Snappy.
Princess Sparkleclaw.
The one and only.
Yep. He is with the one and only Milo Yiannopoulos, getting ready to be on his show, and he's gonna rock it with his fursuit on. Oh yeah,
Nice.
Milo, Milo, that faggot.
That sexy faggot. Oh yes.
Oh, and one more thing to preface this thing. Because I did not plan on revealing this anytime soon. But, you know what? It has finally arrived. And I figured, in the spirit of things, in the spirit of the Raiders, yes, I'm going to show you. You may now call me Joltler.
Joltler.
Well, no, technically we can't because it's not red, it's yellow. So we got to call you Daisy.
Hey, Jolt.
Yo.
I'm thinking, Joltler, since the Joker says that we live in a society, would the Joltler say that we live in a tree?
Oh, I also forgot it's getting close to winter. Jolt sticking nuts in his mouth.
You're a bunch of asses.
I can just see it now. Next get together, Joel's gonna come at us with a knife, and he goes like, "Hey Blade, guess what? I heard fish food was popular in Japan."
I mean, you'll get a bunch of rings from me.
There's a level of well played going on right now that I can't even comprehend how high it's gotten.
Dude, don't mind me though, because I'm actually inherently Asian. I could probably serve you up, shark sushi.
Mm.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
Well, tempt your luck anymore.
I'm interested now.
But this is the Raiders Rambles after all, where we basically take serious things in a not so serious manner.
And make them some sort of a shit post.
Well, that's what makes us so popular. It's just people say, "I want these guys to make us laugh while talking about serious things in a non-serious manner."
Well, then I guess that's where I come in because, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer, we know you're trying to be popular. Bye.
It's
Nope,
that midlife.
have a terrible day. Have a terrible day. It was that way.
It's
The
that
day of the
middle-age
retirement home
crisis.
is coming for you.
It's the middle-age
I think
crisis.
I think we're all gonna die before we have a chance to get to our first topic.
Actually, speaking of which, I think it is time we got started on our first topic.
Yes, please. I'm gonna
Where
die.
do we begin, after all? The full aesthetic Tesla truck,
Dying.
of course. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're a fish out of water, so what do you expect?
I need water.
So, let's begin then.
Shattered glass. Ooh, boy.
And Mad Max vibes. The one big question about Tesla's Cybertruck.
Just needs a bit extra work. Nothing too big. But
Well,
I
I mean,
love it.
if Elon played his cards right, he could have just whispered at his truck and says, "I told you to be a good boy and not break under pressure."
I mean, to be fair, most of those cars that they roll out in those shows are basically just a fiberglass model, barely supported by anything.
Well, true.
That's fine.
So, it's just kind of whatever. But, my biggest beef with this truck was they tried to follow like Lamborghini did 7 years ago and follow the stealth bomber route.
Yeah.
Guys,
Except Lamborghini did finally succeed at it with the whole when they went full SUV.
Yeah, it just essentially just said, it goes like, let's make it look like a stealth bomber because aerodynamics.
guys, I'll be honest with you. Coming from a boomer, this looks like a cucked out little DeLorean.
Yeah.
Oh, you would know about it
Yeah,
because
you're not wrong.
you lived in that
DeLorean.
era, mister.
No, hold
Yes.
on a second. You can't say that's a boomer movement because everyone from age 20 to 60 was posting GIFs of that on Twitter.
I mean, to be fair, it's an interesting design, but is it
Practical.
Is it practical? Probably not.
We'll find out
Yeah.
as soon as the
Everybody
thing hits
expects
the road.
The Cybertruck.
It's literally like a Jeep pickup truck. They're completely useless.
It looks
I mean,
like
if it works, then I want one.
it looks like it's as if you would take a DeLorean and put it in RoboCop, and who's driving is Batman? Maybe.
I actually saw something that makes a lot more sense.
Oh, no.
is
You
You take RoboCop, and then you take a vehicle out of RoboCop, and then just splice on a Gatling turret, and you have the Halo Warthog.
No.
Ooh.
What
my
you do
dude.
No, what you do instead is, like, you guys are way off the mark. You take the DeLorean ship, take RoboCop, and then have the car speak like it's from Knight Rider.
I think
know,
we're
Honestly,
going-
it
Now I
wouldn't
can-
surprise me if Elon Musk would actually, have a diagnostic tool that'd be like, your battery needs service. Go to a Tesla dealer within the next 30 days.
If you know what a car, just like, and then have it set for like millennial talk too. It's just like, if you don't know what that is, that's the place where your dad kept telling you know how to fix a car. You idiot.
Basically.
The part that made me laugh the most about the unveiling was the part that he was talking about shooting it with a 9mm full metal jacket And that made me think RoboCop, and I'm like, and then he started joking about, well, we are in Los Angeles.
I mean, I thought he was making a car.
Interesting.
I thought he was making a car for civilian use, not police use.
I
What
mean, this is the sort of thing you would freaking rock up to Mars with.
True that. I mean, but we're not in Mars yet, are we? We haven't made at least one small town there, have we?
And before we get invaded by Martians that start speaking like, "Meh, meh, 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 meh."
No, I mean, look. I think the Cybertruck can help us translate alien speak.
Except we'll be in a car most of the time.
Guys, I'll give him this much. I've already given him a little bit of crap. I'll give him this much. It's made of real metal. I'll give him that. It's made of real metal. That's the only thing I can give him.
Though, I mean, there's another thing about it as well, too. That's that. Now, since you mentioned about it being like in Mars as well, too, if you're a Star Trek fan, you know that in space, there's a lot of radiation, mainly coming from the sun. And what keeps it being from being to an irradiated, a meat bag would be the ozone layer, which blocks out the UV rays. Am I right?
Okay, Boomer.
You'll pay for that.
Is this the moment where I give you a gold star for self-awareness, Enu?
And it's just not even the good gold star. It's just these, like, an attempt was made.
You had one
At least
job.
you tried.
You mean the whole fact of gold stars on why our school systems suck, right?
Yeah.
You were here for a day, gold star. Oh, you attended the test, gold star.
I thought that was the most degrading thing of my life when it came to school like that. It's just like, oh, we'll give you a gold star for absolutely no reason. And I'm just
you
not?
attended for, you attended the majority of the class. You get 50% of your grade automatically.
The biggest grip that I have with this is, if we're going to make cars so fuel efficient and pretty much zero fossil fuels, why do we got to make them so ugly?
And use radiation too, right, to power them.
Well, here's the thing. What's the first thing that you do when you see a Toyota Prius on the road? You give them shit.
No, I look at that as like a compact, ugly-looking thing.
The first thing I think of when I see a Prius is yay.
Toyota Prius.
No, you're way too fast, because the fastest they can go is like 50, unless they're actually using fuel.
True that.
And then you're just like, hey, you're driving a 3-cylinder. Well, every car around you has at least 6.
And not to mention, well, too, like taking it to the highway would be certain death.
I do know one person who managed to get 25 miles to the gallon in a Prius. I'm like, how the hell did you do that? I never took my foot off the gas, and I never charged it. So he's like, I made a gas guzzling Prius. I'm like,
25 miles to the gallon is like the most that my car ever gets.
Yeah, Prius gets what, 50, 60?
Because
25.
They're made to go around like towns and cities at like 40 miles an hour.
But imagine this too. Like, let's get back on track and freaking, this is the Cybertruck we're talking about. All electric.
To be fair, the Cybertruck doesn't actually look that bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
rough. Because every car manufacturer in the frickin' universe is like, curves. Everything has curves. Your car has curves on its curves. Your seats have curves on its curves.
Actually, I want them freaking to go the whole polygonal route, man. Come on, where are my polygon seats at?
Did you see the interior of the Cybertruck? There are no curves. They're all angles.
It's just like you start yelling at Elon Musk and you're just like, thank you for saving space.
I'm just thinking between the early 1980s and the late 1990s, the world had the perfect balance of straight lines and some curves.
I would agree somewhat.
It's just the boomer coming out of me.
You want the boomer coming out of me? '63 Corvette. Perfect.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah,
Actually,
I,
pay that.
Also the '68 wasn't bad. The
I can
Stingray
pay
wasn't
that.
bad.
That's the epitome of that.
Hey, Joel,
But,
I was thinking something.
Yeah.
If, they're saying about say, keeping the earth green, all that green bullshit, whatnot, what if it's because, due to the ozone layer keeps, from all the CO2 inside rather than out into outer space?
What are you getting at with this?
I'm thinking about it. So if people complain, that the CO2 is choking us, then what would happen if it was launched to outer space, into the infinite abyss?
What, the Cybertruck?
No, the smoke from basically anything, let's say.
Oh, I don't know about
It
that.
would be far too expensive.
True that.
But hey, guys, we've been kept you up for a little too long, and I think it's time we started to laugh at the Cybertruck a lot more. So
oh, God.
yeah, that's exploded. I tell you what. Because guess what? Yep. Tesla Cybertruck confirmed for next Star Fox game.
Ooh.
I don't even care that that they decided to make that in the next Star Fox game. I'm just happy that they're actually hey, let's make a Star Fox game.
It's a Babylon B, my dude. But you can.
I
totally
know,
see the case
but
for
still.
You can see the case for it because our design is literally all polygons, and this too, man.
Makes it
The
quite
whole
fitting.
thing. I saw it on Twitter, and I wish I could have linked it to you earlier, Joel. But it was basically Elon Musk sitting there, and it says, "Engineers, so you want us to make a Tesla truck? What's the budget?" And it shows Elon Musk taking a hit off a joint and saying, 8 polygons.
8 polygons.
Holy shit.
You can actually do that.
Let's be fair. Elon Musk doesn't care about anything really. He's trying to be the pioneer into all these new areas that everyone else is like, oh, it's impossible. Well, guess what? Elon Musk did it, and then everyone else is just like, help.
Yeah, what's he doing? But yeah,
He's a troll, and I love him. He's
a troll who has enough money to make it happen, like his actual trolling movements to make them happen.
not gonna lie. He looks like a ferret, but he's handsome as hell.
but yeah. All right, so we got more of these memes about the Cybertruck coming your way.
Let's see.
Oof.
Oof. Oof.
There's more polygons on a Pokemon.
Well, there's true on that. I mean, you're not wrong.
When the PS1 has better graphics than your car.
I love it.
He's not wrong, I'll tell you that.
I feel that there's entirely too many memes to cover, even if this was an hour-long episode.
I mean, if it works, then I feel like
I
I
don't
would
think
want to
it's
get...
going to be too long too. But yeah, but everybody's now also comparing it to Homer Simpson's bubble car.
Bubble car. Oh boy.
I love Tooney's
Reminds me of the
cloud
good
comment. Is
if
it
you don't remember
California
that.
compliant?
Which one? Do you want?
Tooney,
It's a lot.
commented, is it California compliant?
The California compliant.
Is it?
Most likely it is. You know what it reminds me about as well too? Does it reminds you of like RoboCop, the old ones where they kept pushing this vision for an ideal city and everything? Or that robot, Ed 101, was it? ED 101.
Kind of reminds me though a little bit of like iRobot when they had their cars.
Yeah, that too.
Oh god, it's a Roomba.
Maybe.
Oh,
Oh no! Here come the Roomba jokes now of car manslaughter.
Oh boy.
It's just like human filth. It's like AI, like Terminator comes out. AI on this. AI is now in full control. The cars are now the AI, and there's Tesla's car, and it's just like human filth on the street. It's disengaged to clean up.
He just runs them over.
Wham! The thing is, it would either cut the person in half or just slam them into the pavement, depending on how the angle hit the person.
And then
No.
it just backs back up and then rolls over them, sucks them back up in the car, just like it just
Drives
like,
off.
It's just like earth clean of human filth.
Now you see
Well, you get to,
okay, yeah. A lot of
My
comments
brain-
regarding that one. Diogo Ferreira says it's a Ruwuba.
Now you see, my brain goes, all right,
Oh,
I
boy.
got my car, I got a paw print on it, and my license plate says AWOO, AWOO. Put a husky or put a wolf fursuiter in that truck, and then they get the license plate Awoomba.
Oh shit! I actually made the meme. Oh, someone sent me a picture of a car they had that actually had the uwu face in the lights that kind of go up and down on the car. And then I said, and I made it out where it's like uwu notices pedestrian, goes to give it a hug, commits a manslaughter. And then it's like, uwu, I'm sorry, officer, I have been a bad vehicle.
God is dead.
It's like as if they made, they merged furries with cars, the Disney ones.
No, they give it the Telegram voice, the furry Telegram voice filter.
Let me see if I can't find it. I had that like way back, but I'm sure it's here.
Anyway, but before we do close this all up, though, come on, you guys have got to see that this resembles the Halo Warthog.
Well, true.
It does.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yes.
That's exactly the one that I was talking about. That's a
Look-
triple barrel Gauss cannon. What?
It's a rocket launcher, you dope. And not to mention, well, too, that does look like a more, let's say, luxurious warthog, doesn't it?
I mean, remember, polygonal body, non-polygonal interior.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
I mean, it's literally the most perfect thing, resemblance. And it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's very close.
Yeah.
Just cut the top open. There you go.
Yeah, actually, all they need to do is just prop the back open and put that biggest, mounted gun, and that's it.
I mean,
something
you're basically giving Mr. Tesla a few ideas, eh?
One of these days. Well, but somebody's got to buy the car first,
True,
Anyway.
true. Just wait
So-
until it ends up in the hands of some redneck, and wait to see what they'll do with it.
Oh no, you think they're gonna, they're gonna receive it kindly? It's all electric, man.
Oh, they adapt.
It's all
believe
electric,
me.
and it can probably beat a supercar on a drag strip.
Oh, they adapt quickly.
They ran it against the Porsche and it won. I wonder what Foxler would say about that.
Nah, he'll probably throw all the money getting. Nah, he'll probably throw all the money getting a Porsche Taycan.
Probably.
Electric versus electric. But yeah, don't worry. If this is the way you make Foxler broke, this would probably be it. Anyway, shall we move on to the next item of the show?
Yes.
Yes, we shall. So, our next item on the show is Google Stadia has recently launched, and to put it mildly, it's got some teething problems.
Some teething problems. Oh
Yes.
boy.
So let's start with what they came up with as the controllers.
And what it really is, well, too, because rather than buying a game, you just pay to stream it. Oh,
It's
God.
a streaming service. But Yeah,
I see a lot of Xbox. It's what I see.
Probably PS2 as well, too. They ripped off some of it. What I would imagine.
You know what I don't see? I don't see gender.
But it's a color. That means it's a gender.
I didn't see gender anyways because I'm colorblind.
Honestly, when I first saw that, it literally looked white, and I was like, wait, this is green, and I looked really close, and it's just like the slightest hint of green.
Wait, it's white?
It's
green?
barely
It's
ever
very
so
subtle.
green.
And guess
Like
what?
wasabi is a medium green, like a hearty green.
Yeah, this is more mint, but you know what they said? They said it has universal appeal, and that both men and women gravitated towards this color, and that she praised the fact that it ended up being super gender neutral, but still really expressive, and it's really hard to find colors like that.
It's
called beige. Literally, that's like what realtors and stuff have the walls painted in a house.
Actually, if they really wanted a gender neutral color, it would have just been straight up the plastic color, white.
True.
Okay.
No, because that would have been racist.
Okay. I just discovered this when you said it because I thought it was white on the webpage when I was looking at it, and you just said it was green. That's how colorblind I am.
No, it's literally so light green that it literally fooled me the first time I saw it too. I was like,
I looked at that.
It's a white controller.
Yeah, it's a
and
white
then
controller.
And then it was like, add some spice with the wasabi color. I'm like, what? And it's not even a mint green. It's like really crappy, like barely flavored mint ice cream.
Oh god, the color of the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo when you had it for too long and it just turns yellow. That's a color.
Yeah.
It is, but then you gotta realize though. Imagine you were basically up there on launch day, and you literally had to present this to everybody and say, and your biggest selling point was that the controller is gender neutral.
I mean, you'd be ready. You'd need to be ready for my 1,000-yard stare of disappointment.
You'd be, yeah. I would be like, you can't pay me enough for that. I quit. If you're gonna make me do this, I quit.
Okay.
Oh,
Instead of giving him so much shit, I'm gonna give him just a little bit of good. You know what? Congratulations, Google, because on one hand you've got the original Microsoft controller that's way too big for kids. You've got the Switch, which is way too small for hands like mine because I got like huge hands. You've made a controller that's pretty much in the middle. It's pretty comfortable. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to try and pick one up and see how it feels, but it looks like you've got a nice balance between huge controllers and mini little controllers like the Switch.
They need to find the medium of it.
See, Xbox for me was actually to the point where it was just small enough that I could comfortably hold it because I have ginormous hands. And yeah, like for me, I could literally overlace my fingers while I was holding an Xbox controller.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, original Xbox, not the Xbox One.
Oh yeah. I was talking like 360 controllers. Original Xbox controllers were, that was the crap because those things were huge.
That's the perfect size for me. They're so comfortable for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't plan on buying that particular game system just because, or whatever system it is. I don't even know if it's actually considered a game system.
It's a streaming service with just a Google controller.
So it's like Valve's thumbless or weird thing that they tried to make. It's just not going to work. It's like political parties in the United States.
I mean, the thing about the Stadia is, I don't know who it's for. Like, if you're basically into this whole gaming thing, all you need is either basically, a console, PS4, Xbox One, or Nintendo Switch, or your own PC. Pick your poison.
You don't get a third-hand system that's not going to have any form of like gaming hosting on it, because you need to get a PC and get Steam, or you go with Xbox or PlayStation,
or you get a computer and get pirated games.
You know what I'm thinking? It's for the minimalist Who doesn't want all these consoles plugged into their TV? They like the nice, simple, sleek look of their house. They go and they have an office job, they work all day, and they come home and they just want to play something. So they just turn it on and it's all in there.
That makes so much sense looking at that because there's no colors other than black and white, basically. Like the buttons are black and white, and then you have the wasabi color, which is a very slight, ever so barely tinted color of white.
But you know the minimalist who just has the Apple iStore in their house.
Yeah, I hate those people.
Everything is from IKEA and everything is white Formica. It's wonderful.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with IKEA.
I love IKEA, but there's different flavors too.
There are. There really are.
Don't.
You know, it's like someone forgot to decorate it all and they just painted the walls white with black furniture.
Well, that makes you super lively, don't you think?
That would I would throw things after a little while. Like that stupid controller out the window.
Yeah, I mean, not super duper fond of it either in the first place. But you know what though, to continue the story, the Stadia has had a catastrophic failure of a launch date. Okay, there I said it in a not so mild way.
I think
They
that's
had
a
a low selection of launch titles.
Oh boy.
They went from 12 to 22 to begin with, and then
Metro Exodus, Rage, Red Dead Redemption 2, Borderlands. All these games that could easily get on Steam.
I literally see 2 games on that entire list that I'm somewhat interested in, one of which I already own on PC and have like 400 hours in, and that's Farm Sim.
Farm Sim.
And the other one's Grid, but, you know, I would end up throwing my controller because it probably doesn't play well on this garbage console.
Oh my god, it just dawned on me.
What?
It just dawned on me. The Stadia is, you know, you go into Walmart or Target and you see the little off-brand 50 games. It holds 150 games, the Atari Classics, and that's what this is on steroids.
Oh.
It's a plug and play game. Oh my goodness.
It
makes so much sense.
You know what? I'd do it. If I had the money or if I had the time to play video games, I think I'd do it because I'm not a serious gamer, so this would probably be good for me. Especially since I'm a boomer. Or grumble.
You're better off just buying off one of those remakes of a Sega Genesis. At least those have way more games than...
Oh, you kids with your video games and your electronics. We used to play with marbles, and we used to play with...
Hey, Joe,
Monopoly.
Could you highlight a comment from Natsu? Hey, Stadia isn't a console; it's abomination. Never put the same league as PS4. Ha ha ha.
you could say the same as well. Like Stadia can't really compare to, you know, Switch, Xbox One, etc. Like, dude, yeah.
Don't you mean the PS5 now?
That'll come
Go for
soon.
it.
That's like ready to release practically. And the Xbox, whatever the Xbox thing is,
Yeah,
it's
I don't know,
not even a
Xbox
number
2.
anymore. It's like
It's got the versatile, you know, numbering. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Tell me
But,
about
I
it.
mean,
Let's call it the Xbox 10. Why not?
I miss my Dreamcast.
Xbox X, like the way iPhones did it.
Yes!
I miss my Dreamcast.
That was a really comfortable controller.
Mm-hmm. Wait, how do I highlight this?
Actually, before I do that though, we're gonna highlight some of the problems with the Stadia launch as well.
Oh, that's a must.
Yeah,
That's a must.
there's also, you know, the controller would not support wireless headphones on TV Play, whilst controller needs a USB Type-C cable to use with PCs and phones. That's minor. Those who pre-order the game may not receive the system on launch day or the Buddy Pass. and again, so on and so on. There's a lot of teething problems on launch day.
Yeah, but if you figure, every major console
Yeah.
that's really ever released in the past 20 years has
Has
always
that
had
same-
teething problems on launch. It's just how they handle them are the important factors.
Well, it certainly doesn't
Yeah,
help
yeah.
when Google tries to release a gender-neutral controller.
Well, that's going to
That's- I
appeal to the
mean-
millennial crowd.
Yeah, which your millennial crowd won't be your main source of consumers anymore after a few years. Like they
No.
literally grow up and move on. Like that's what these companies should stop doing. Hey, let's appeal to the hippie people that aren't gonna be the
Let's
hip and trendy
lose
people.
our entire customer base to go after a particular group of people that's only going to probably be interested in us for 3 years.
You know what? The people that they're trying to market this to, are they even going to have enough time to play video games because of what they're fighting for on Twitter and the gender neutral and the this
No,
and that?
like, though that even that specific group of people even admitted they don't like to play the games because the games have problematic issues that make them triggered. Like they
Oh
don't.
boy.
They're not going to play games with overly sexualized women. Burden the
And,
thought that there's male strippers in most games.
And Blade. And Blade, there's also the fact as well too that the trigger, of some controller that resemble a gun. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Gun control, blah blah blah.
I mean you can say what you want about the whole game developer thing.
Mm.
Oh no, no, don't even dare give those the unsullied title of game developer when it actually meant something back in the late 2000s.
It meant something, but not anymore.
Or I meant like the late 1990s.
Hmm.
Oh, being a game developer actually meant something. It was a passion. Now you got people that just let's appeal to political standards.
Or-
Yay!
Or
Oh,
you
no,
just copy paste an entire game as many times as you physically can sell it.
Yep.
And just fill it with ads too. So many ads.
Or loot boxes.
That's
true.
literally.
You know,
yeah.
I never had any problem with the loot boxes. The only time I have a problem with loot boxes is when you have something in the box that is game breaking.
Yeah, it's not a thing, but it's a fast mechanic. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps this up for this segment. So we'll get around to some comments too. Here's a good one. Toonie says, "Gun controller is better."
True that. I remember the days,
Yeah.
when we used to have the pistol controller for PlayStation 2, right? You remember those?
The what controller?
The pistol controllers. You remember those?
Oh, the one from Super Nintendo with Duck Hunter? Yes. That
I
was
said
fun.
PS2, you deaf motherfucker.
He said pistol.
I mean, that being what it is, though, I'm gonna have to agree. Gun controllers rock.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean,
had one.
it's just like when people say, "Hey, we want gun control," and I'm like, Hitler wants to know your location to make you an honorary lieutenant of his Third Reich.
Ooh, there's that too.
Oh boy.
And then they say,
Alright.
"What? No." Uh-huh.
All right. So the last item on the show that we're
I
going to
made
move
it
on to.
awkward.
No, it's cool. We've just basically for time. But
Oh, I wasn't in
I'll ask-
time.
no, we're good. We're good for time. Our last item on the show. I've got a question. Who thinks it's a good idea to turn a meme into a TV show? Because Fox wants OK Boomer as a TV show.
I'm triggered.
I remember. I just that only sounds to me like one of those 80s family sitcoms.
I feel that's probably what it's going
The
to end up
intention of
being.
it. Yeah. Oh, I can imagine it already.
I mean, what are they getting at here? What do you think they're trying to get at here?
Oh boy.
I want to say, and this is non-biased because I'm not a boomer. I want to say it's just as intelligent as saying, let's eat Tide Pods and dabbing and
Snort
flossing.
condoms.
Yeah.
Probably
But
Fortnite.
let's not forget that, they tried doing that too. But
Right.
the level of stupidity just makes me want to slowly hide away from society because it's just like, what are you doing? You're so stupid.
Just fidget spinners. Let's do all the fidget spinners. That's the hottest new thing. It'll last for 10 decades.
I remember when they said that actually was supposed to help with people with autism, and me with being autistic, I'm like, no, it doesn't. That actually is worse than you could have imagined it. That does nothing with your hands. And they say, oh, it's supposed to fiddle with your hand. I'm like, that does nothing with your hands. You spin it once, and that's it. It doesn't keep you going. It doesn't. Like, I've seen people spin it once with their fingers, and it just kept going and going and going. I'm like, that was a horrible fucking thing to use, to even design.
Tell me about it.
I've got one and I'm spinning it right now, and it's, I don't know. It seems that every time I'm here on the Raiders Rambles, I'm playing with the fidget spinner.
I mean, to be fair, fidget spinners are something just to keep your hands busy because, everyone in society basically has problems with that.
Yeah, the one thing I got mad about that fidget spinner is that you want an autistic person to keep their hands busy. Do the fucking Jack Sparrow thing. Design a glove that lets you flip a coin around your fingers. That'll keep people busy.
Well, you're not wrong.
No, you just gain the talent to do that.
Oh, and he knew.
Yeah,
you do it with a pencil for long enough. You can do it with just about anything.
No, true.
Actually, you just needed something to really automate it.
Well, yeah. Also, he knew.
Yep.
How's your midlife crisis going?
That's how it's going. Ah.
Usually past the point of that, though. Oh my goodness. Speaking of fidget spinners, SDX Darker says, we need a Raiders fidget spinner van.
Yes, please.
Idea.
I will buy 2.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Paw prints on each one of the sides.
I see so many
Oh,
problems
yeah.
with this.
Spam all the paw prints, put them red.
I'll buy
You
a
got
red
it.
one. So there's white circles with black paw prints on all 3 of the sides.
Oh yeah.
No, just don't make them four-sided. No.
No, it's a three-sided thing. I know what you're getting at, Inu. I really do.
I'm gonna mute myself right now because I'm dying.
Okay, man.
Yeah,
Boomer down. Boomer down.
Boomer down.
I'm back up. I only had a bit of some internet
Yeah,
interference.
it's all good, though.
Oh my
But
god.
to get back to the whole OK Boomer TV show, seriously, trying to trademark a phrase, and which basically is a meme of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, seriously.
This is the same as somebody trying to trademark the little sideways smiley face or the LOL.
Or do you remember what? If you guys have a good memory, remember the React brothers trying to copyright the word React.
Boomer, boomer, boomer. I love it.
Holy shit!
Oh my goodness! Look at how many legal challenges they have to go through as well, like just to get at it though. Okay, how many are stretching this as well? They're trying to trademark this, but then what presents an obstacle for them? Oklahoma, and then so read this. For a long time, the University of Oklahoma has had the nickname Boomer, and that they own the trademark in Boomer Sooner, their phrase, their chant, and then Boomer OU, and of course, OK is the symbol of the acronym for the state of Oklahoma. Wow. Think that's some big brain stuff?
Yeah, I don't know if Fox will technically be able to do that without their permission. But,
You would think that the OK would be racist as the Defamation League, whatever, made it to be.
They lost their credibility a long, long time ago.
Mhm.
We were just talking about that a couple of shows ago. The OK hand symbol is the white supremacy power or something, whatever it was.
No, that's the upside down OK symbol.
I don't know what it was because I'm not
It's
one of them.
literally
But
the OK symbol, whether it's upside down or the
That's
upside right.
the level of stupidity some people have who are like, it's a symbol of something. Yeah, well, guess what? There's been lots of symbols that,
I remember the OK symbol as you put that in your lap and you get somebody to look at it and then you get to punch them in the nuts
Yeah,
because they lost the game.
because they
because
looked.
they looked. And now they're like, let's make an OK boomer. This is how quickly we forget the racist things that weren't racist, but we made them racist.
I mean, look, imagine if you literally said boomer while having that OK hand sign, like at them. Boomer. Like, just like that. Now, I know you can't see this because I have no webcam, but hey. But look, just to get back on this track again, like, what would you be expecting for a TV show like this, though? Because me, personally, I would actually love it if they literally pissed on the things that boomers really loved. Like hippies.
Oh
And
yeah,
their retirement plans.
the battery acid sniffers, aren't they?
Or, basically, remember? Boomers loved the Woodstock. Tell them to go back to that.
Oh, and all the drug overdoses and everything.
Oh, yeah. That was literally the one thing that defined them.
Mm-hmm. And how much they would be willing to get in the way of the Vietnam War and get soldiers killed.
No. I'm totally not a boomer then.
Oh, okay, boomer.
No, free.
I swear, I'm not a boomer.
You're a fish on land. That's what
No.
you are. I mean, I've seen talking to Blade. He's a shark and he's a fish on land, wearing human clothes
Land shark.
Land shark.
and with fur. What kind of shark is that? Unless you're a dragon.
No, it's just when you said fur, right? Just the only thing I remembered was just like, is that fur coming out of your ears?
Holy
I
shit.
swear you could come up with a sexy accent just to say it.
Mucho gusto.
Is that fur coming out
Is
of
that
your
fur? Give me your fur.
Imagine like saying it as if you were like Antonio Banderas.
Oh.
What?
The fuck was that?
Okay, this is now just to kind of a bit of a weird loophole. But hey,
What
So what
We
do
have
you
now
exactly,
left reality.
what exactly is this TV show supposed to be?
I like what? I don't even know either. Like, are they trying to literally say like a generational like pissing on some other generation? I mean, it's okay if it's boomers, but
How
Really?
triggered would this world be if we did a thing about millennials? How triggered
go
would
for
we be
it.
if we did a Gen Z? How triggered would it be if we did a Gen X?
Go for it. Go for it.
I'll gladly do it. I'll do it whenever. I'll do it when it comes up to when they have an SJW.
yeah, I'd
that's
do
young.
it either.
Do it.
I
Oh,
I
if
dare
he
you.
comes up and goes
Yeah.
like, "You're a white male," ha, okay, millennial.
Yeah,
I mean, like what? What do I have to lose by just saying, "Okay, millennial"?
I know,
Oh.
right? Or so and so and so. Oh, I don't, all that stuff about how millennials dress and all that. I drink. Okay, millennial.
Oh God, that oh God, what was it? They had that face. They had that thing coming from it was like that way they dress up in GTA 5, those little, like how millennials dress up with the scarf and stuff like that. Someone, oh my God, they actually had a topic about that, Jolt, where someone tried to sue a newspaper for using his photo and likeness in the thing, but it was someone completely different. And the journal article was basically saying how millennials are actually more conformists than they think they are. And they try to say, we're not conformists. We don't conform. Like, fuck Nazis. We won't ever conform to their ideology, yet just automatically conform to any ideology that's trendy to them. And if it was and if it was actually Nazism that was the most trendy thing, they would conform to it.
Yeah, but it's too bad now. Like all the millennials, everything that passes for millennials are just basically drinking soy lattes and
Screw soy lattes. Give me frickin' a whole milk latte.
Oh my God!
No, this is why I refuse to have a latte.
they proved that soy is actually bad for you. It's actually bad for your body to drink that.
And don't get me started about I so care about the animals that I refuse to eat one. Okay, millennial.
I care about animals so much that I don't eat any animal products. Okay, millennial. Yeah, I'm sure you at least eat 2 animal products that you don't think are actually from animals. Okay.
At least 2, if not more.
Yeah.
God, it's so bad. Like when I literally went out on my trip last week, I saw this vegan restaurant, and God, yeah, you can pretty much see it's full of affluent types.
If there's no other topics, Jolt, there's a real quick one that I can throw in here real quick since we talked about all our topics from Fox News. Burger King is being sued by a vegan because they say, you cooked it on grease!
Oh, and
cooked it on grease, which the grease touches the meat, therefore meat's in my vegan burger. And I'm just sitting here like, if you wanted to eat vegan food, why the fuck would you go to Burger King of all places?
Why wouldn't you cook it your own damn self too?
Well, because they want people to cater to them, and they want to get free money.
They want catering. It's basically if they had money, they would become the rich elites that they hate so much and never would ever bitch about wanting to get rid of 90% of your income tax.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no thanks.
Gentlemen, I'm in the mood for some vegan meals, so I'm going to go down to the steakhouse.
Yeah, mind if I...
No.
You only cater to me with a salad?
No.
And you have to make it specially, and it's going to take 30 minutes because you don't keep any of it on hand? Well, I'm going to sue you.
No, here's the joke. If we ever lost, if there ever became an apocalyptic scenario, and you wanted to eat and be a vegan, but there was no vegetables, would eating someone that ate only vegetables make you a vegan?
I mean, it would make the vegetable eater
man,
step
that's
along
some
the
big
food
thinking
chain.
right there.
That's a big brain moment. That's a big brain moment.
You know what, Blade? I am a vegan. I only eat the cows that eat vegetables.
Holy shit.
He did more big brain than me. So a cow's technically vegan, so it's good. He's only processing vegetables.
Yep.
It's literally the halal version of it.
You're not like whole wheat bread. You're eating a whole meat.
Oh God.
Anyway, let's stop. Here's some couple more great live comments.
Outstanding move.
All right, here's something. Boxcar Husky says, "Electric cars are the future." Okay, millennial. No.
Perfect.
The only electric car I can actually might be accepting of is this new Cybertruck.
Well, hey, Joe, can I say something as well, too?
Yeah.
It's kind of actually got myself on a little e-scooter, or an electric scooter, to be more accurate. To be honest, that thing isn't all that efficient compared to a combustion vehicle, for one. And for two, since I bought it used, the winter, even the cold, is enough to ruin a $500 plus batteries that I had to sink in quite some more to replace them,
See,
Yeah,
see,
you
the
can't
problem
win 'em all.
is with electric cars is they work great in places that it never gets below like 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you can't win them all though. But
They're still too bare bones, for the kind of stuff that they're promoting. They're preaching so good about. I can say
Oh,
that by experience.
in ideal circumstances, yes, they will do exactly as you say, but there is no such thing as an ideal driver or an ideal highway,
There never was and never will be.
I was
other than
looking
when
at.
they close it to do their, camera shots.
I
And they're
was looking.
bullshit.
I was looking at the specs of that truck, and the cheapest one, I want to say the range was 25. No, I'm sorry, 250 miles before charging. I'm like, I traveled 350 miles to a tank on my little car. I have a 4-cylinder, and let me recharge. Okay, 10 minutes at the tank, at the pump, and I can do another 350 miles. Now I gotta sit there and wait all day long if I want to take a road trip across America.
That's basically the same wait time for myself as well too.
See, and that's the problem is, I have a big boat of a car, and I get 25 miles to the gallon ideally, and I can drive before the low fuel light comes on 405 miles a tank.
not bad. Not bad.
That's really good.
Guys.
I can drive 440 would be pushing it, but
Anyway. Wow. Where has
electric cars just aren't there yet.
Yeah. They gotta wait for a while. But wow, guys. Where has all the time gone?
Uh,
Very
Been rambling.
You would have known.
Yeah, we rambled. Yeah, but you know what though? Because because we're doing back-to-back shows. I think this is high time we literally just close this and wrap it up.
So you could watch
mean, this was-
the other show.
Oh yeah. I mean, I want you guys to literally up and watch to support your orange doggo.
I
And
would,
the,
but no monies, so I can't.
Yeah,
Right.
well, look, we can watch it live, but
Yeah,
after
let's go
that
for it.
we'll see. Yeah, but just before we do that though, closing statements. All right, who's got one to begin with?
Well, I do have one too for sure. Now I know as well too that electric vehicles, especially the Tesla pickup truck, might not be the very best thing at launch, especially if you remember the very first cell phones and all the stories about them as well too, right? Or they became the iPhones too. They can actually build up to their point, but that's going to require a lot of time and research onto it. And I don't know. I mean, and that's something that's not going to be able to be done in one sitting. No, that's going to take at least a few years at best, for sure. Okay, Boomer and everything else are just words for fun. If you get offended by that, I mean, that's on you. We're just people trying to have our own fun, our own place, and no outsiders have a say in our fun.
Mhm.
Especially the communists. Those communists are no good. They're trying to sabotage our capitalism.
Okay,
All right.
They're trying to break
Let's
down
wrap
the working man by lying.
Yeah,
Right?
they're trying to ruin our capitalism by sabotaging with their propaganda. Those filthy
That's
communists.
They'll take your
that dragged
property.
on. That dragged on.
Yeah.
But, I liked it. Not too bad.
We have to fight back racism incorporation that brings
Oh,
up these
jeez.
Nazis.
Okay.
Also known as
Tone
the
it
Clinton
down.
Foundation and
Tone
their
it
leader, Hillary
down.
Clinton.
Tone it down, boy.
Cut. All right. Who's got next one to wrap things up with the show?
The only closing statement I have is I'm okay with a couple of game changers and updates here and there. Just for the love of God, leave something for me, the Boomer. I like the old car with the mechanical buttons. I like the old video game that didn't need internet to play. Yeah, do all the things, progress, evolve, but can you just leave something for me? That's all I've got to say.
Not only that, but keep the good stuff that actually has some reliability that's there, like CDs, and well, you never know when live services are actually gonna die, right, Jolt?
Yeah, I mean
You
that old
remember-
stuff. I
Mhm.
mean, it shed a tear in my eye. I mean, that with that going.
I mean, like Nancy said, the Ouya, see what happened to it? And to be honest, what's stopping the same thing to happen to every online service that we have, right?
All right. Beowulf, got any closing statements?
Closing statements.
Anything, just say anything. The first thing that comes to your mind.
I just
Okay,
about know
millennial.
this week's cycle, so forth. And
Yeah,
what-
pretty much nothing really comes to my mind when you put pressure on me. So it's just like, whatever. It's one of those things that
That's
They
good.
will- just say
crap
okay,
happens.
millennial. Just say okay, boomer.
Okay, boom, millennial.
Oh God. What cancer have you just created?
You're welcome, everyone.
Now the
All right,
monster's
start
unleashed.
using that too. And now, Blade.
Yep.
Anything to wrap up with?
I don't know. I just hope you guys are having I hope the viewers watching, hope you're having a good day. Don't let things try to bother you. Be good boys and girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
that sounds pretty fair.
Jolt, I only have one more question. Where can we find this podcast with Avera doing it?
I'll get to that soon, very soon. It's on freespeech.tv.
There's also the official website too, right?
Yeah, but that's pretty much where we're going to be able to watch it live. But just before we do though, because I know we're running late and all that, but we can always catch in. It's fine. One last question. So how did Blade do as the stand-in for Orange Doggo?
Perfect.
Excellent.
Or should I say, perfect?
Wonderful. And of course, my closing statement is that once again, thanks for all of you to listening in. Hope you enjoyed, listening in as much as we did making it. And I know I was literally planning to wrap this up early and on good time, but no, this never works out. But hey, all in good fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, as always, our episodes are always going to be available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more later on as we tend to look for a new home to set up shop because YouTube may very well have shot itself in the foot with a shotgun because of
Mm-hmm.
their own policy
Don't
making.
you mean the chin?
Hey, Jolt.
Yeah.
Hey, Jolt, could you highlight Scorch's comment?
He's not
He's
not orange!
He's actually a blue-haired fish
Blue-haired fish.
with green
Of
eyes.
course. But it's good. All we need to do is just put on an Avera suit on him.
Yeah, you wear a onesie on them.
Yeah, that
That
passes.
works.
So, this is us signing off for the week. Farewell, and until next time.
Laters,
See you.
laters.
I'll see you soon.